Hey guys, we are back with another What's Sold on eBay video. We're going to go over 40 something items that sold in our eBay store over the course of a few days. Sales have been great this fourth quarter for me. We actually had our largest sales day quantity wise ever a couple days ago. That was 30 sales in one day, so that was awesome. There were a lot of bread and butter stuff, no crazy things, but the total ended up being pretty good, so we were happy with that. And we've had obviously some gems in there throughout the past couple weeks that are selling too, so hopefully you'll learn some in this video as we go over about 40 something sales. There's always some good, some bad, kind of in between, and hopefully something you haven't seen before that you can keep an eye out for when you're reselling. Thank you for all those that comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff, all the feedback from my wife in the past couple of videos. I appreciate it. Definitely appreciate this love and support that you guys give. I know I'm not the biggest channel. I don't do any crazy editing aside from putting the screenshots up, but you guys are great, and I appreciate your time. Let's go over what sold. So first off, we have Paintworks. This is a paint by number set from 1998, so it's an older one, brand new sealed. Found it at a Habitat for Humanity. It's like a resale store or whatever. They have like a lot of, if you don't have one, like home improvement type things and like, I don't know, fix up your house, toilets and different stuff, but then randomly they have other stuff there as well. I got a Paintworks item there for $4, brand new sealed, shipped it out for $50. It sold in about a day. The lady who bought it messaged me beforehand and goes, hey, would you take a better price? You're a little bit high on this. And I'm like, well, I just listed it, so there's no other ones listed on eBay. I'm not gonna go down on the price, but thanks for your interest. And she ended up buying it full price. So then immediately I'm like, oh great, here we go. She got it, it arrived, and she goes, oh, some of the paint is dry on the inside. I need a refund. And I'm like, well, just go ahead and return the item back to me. If all the paint's dry, I'm sorry about that. It was brand new sealed, no way for me to know. And send it back. Oh no, I don't need to send it back. I'll just get some new paint and maybe you can refund me. And I'm like, well, send me some photos. Sends me like a blurry photo of what looks like paint. I have no idea if it's even from the kit. And I go, honestly, if it's that bad, I'd rather just have you return the item for a full refund. And she ended up saying, oh, I'll just keep it. No big deal. It's a great piece. So no refund needed. It sounded like she was just fishing for one. Gets annoying after a while, but sometimes you just got to play hardball, and this time it worked. The next item we ended up selling is a Taylormade SpeedBlade 8-iron golf club. I got 3 golf clubs, I think, 3 or 4 for $25 from this guy who buys estates. He buys a whole estates out just to buy a couple items for himself, like fishing stuff or collectibles or whatever, and then he sells off the rest at garage sales. He bought a bunch of golf clubs and he kept a couple. I ended up grabbing 3 clubs. This one sold for $65 ship, which is a great deal for just 1 iron. $65 is awesome. Here's a Patagonia laptop messenger bag. This one has Honest on the front. I don't know what brand that is or what it's from. I ended up picking it up for $1 or $2 at a garage sale, and it finally sold after a while for $30 shipped. I was happy with that though, because it costs around $12 or $13 to ship it. We're only in it for a couple of bucks, so we probably still made $10 on the deal. So it's a Patagonia. If it didn't have the branding, I'm sure that would have helped. We also sold the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo Blu-ray 4-disc set. This was only $1 at a garage, so they had a bucket of DVDs and Blu-rays, $1 each. Most of them were wrestling, so I grabbed all those. I grabbed some of the horror DVDs, and then I saw this Blu-ray set. She only wanted $1. Grabbed it, and it sold for $34 shipped used, which is a great deal for only $1. Here's a Nintendo Switch Joy-Con controller. It's actually missing the rubber part of the little stick on there, the little joystick part. This is the Joy-Con one, blue. It goes to the left part of the Switch, and it sold for $18 as is for parts. So I didn't really have a way to test it, plus it was missing the little rubber piece. I was happy to get the $18. I think I paid $1 for it at a garage sale. Here's a Sesame Street digital music player, sounds interactive. I just copied someone's listing. They had sold one, I think, for like 20 or $25. I went with the same title they did. It's basically like a book where that little machine or whatever, little sound interactive thing, you can push the buttons and it kind of goes along with the story. I ended up getting this in a big box of books and toys for $10. All the Thomas the Train VHS I've been selling came in there. Listed this and it sold for $30 shipped. We did ship it out. We didn't ship it out medium mail because it came with that toy on there, so I wasn't really sure. If anyone knows, let me know. I ended up shipping it out and it cost like around $8 to ship it because it went out priority mail. So either way, we had only spent $10 on the whole box, and we've been selling those VHS like crazy. Here's a Kirby's Dream Land Game Boy game. Not much to say here. It did have a damaged label, but the manual and the game sold for $15 shipped. They go first class. first class, a Discmania fairway driver, sold for $20 on a best offer. We've gotten through most of these disc golf items. A lot of them have been pretty good. We're kind of down to the $15 and $20 ones left, but we'll make some money on those too. Here's a Disney Star Wars R2-D2, pretty cool, ultrasonic, cool mist humidifier in the box. It's not brand new, it's used. I got it in a big buy from Storage Unit Guy, actually at the height of the quarantine, like when it was first kind of going crazy. I had bought a couple of things from him just to kind of clear out whatever he had left. And we were safe, so if anyone asked, we had gloves and masks and everything. But we got this guy and ended up selling it for $45, full price sale, after probably about 6 months or so now. So it took a little while to sell, but finally got it out of here. Here's a Tarzan Happy Meal toy. Every time I sell a Happy Meal toy, I think of Arcade Treasure Center. Look him up, Roy over there. He always mentions about selling McDonald's toys. If I get them in a big bundle, I'll usually see if any of them are valuable. Sometimes I'll list them for $8 to $10 if they're brand new sealed. And every once in a while, one will sell and I'll make, $3 or $4 on the deal. Not a ton, but you make a little bit, easy sale. So if you have them, look them up. And some do better than others. I think I sold one for 12 or 13. So nothing crazy, but it makes you a couple bucks. An Ecoegg mini washing machine. Got this from Storage Unit Guy as well when I got all those chest decanter pieces. This little guy was in there. It looked like it was brand new open box. Brought it home. It was brand new open box. Sold it for $202.49. And they paid global shipping to ship it. So they paid a bunch of money for this. I want to say it went to India or somewhere over there. It was just crazy that someone would pay so much for this. It's like a little mini washing machine. So yeah, they gave me good feedback as well. And they said it arrived quickly. So I was pretty impressed that it got there so fast to them. So that was awesome, but $202.49, good little item there. I think actually John the Cincinnati Picker found one of those as well. A Wrangler Pearl Snap. I got this when I got those golf clubs. The guy also had a bunch of Wrangler shirts there. We were in them for about $7 a piece. I paid up, but a lot of them were really great. This one right here is kind of crazy. You got a lot of colors in your face. It's got a bull on there as well. This one took a best offer of $60 shipped on. So 7 into 60, I'll take that all day. I did ship it out in a padded flat rate priority mail. Pepsi hat, you can tell by this listing, it's old, guys. This is not the greatest listing. I should go back and re-edit these and do better photos and stuff, because then I probably could get a little more money, but I just don't have the time for that. There's so much new inventory, so these are kind of just the duds. It ended up selling on a 30% off sale for $9.09. So we're in it for $1, I think. So we'll make some money, but not a whole lot. I got a bunch of Ariat jeans. These are like the FR, the flame resistant or whatever it is jeans. I got 7 pairs for $8 plus tax each at the thrift store. All of them were basically around the same size. They all said 34, 34 or something like that on them. But when I went to measure them, they were not all 34, 34. Some of them were a little bit smaller, a little bit more snug. So we did actual measurements, but I listed them all, and you're going to see over the next couple of weeks, they've all sold. So this pair sold right away for $40 shipped. Again, we're in them for about $8.50, $8.60, something like that. And we end up making pretty good money. They go in a padded flat rate. Here's a North Face pink fleece women's jacket, super soft, size large. Got this for $5 from one of my sources at his garage sale, and ended up selling it for $40, and it sold really quickly. I had a bunch of people offering me in messages $35, $30. I'm like, if they're that interested, someone's going to pay full price, and sure enough, someone did, $40. Here's a Sony remote. Not much to say, but these remotes do pretty well. Sold for $13 shipped, just bubble mailer. I put a little bubble wrap around it, put it in a bubble mailer, and it's on its way. Polaroids are starting to sell for me. Obviously, some of you might know Retrospect. They were buying almost all my cameras back in the day for about $28 shipped. They've kind of not hold up. They buy certain cameras, but they're not buying in the volume they did before, at least in my experience. But I found that these one-step close-ups and the newer Polaroid ones seem to sell a little better out of the 600 film variety. This one sold for $28 with the box. I think I did ship it in a padded flat rate, if I'm not mistaken. May have went, or maybe it didn't fit and it was around $9, but these ones are selling for me. Some of the other ones sell too, so take a look at there. If you used to buy them and you haven't in a while, if you can get them for cheap, might be worth your time. An ERTL American Muscle Speed Racer Mach 5 car in the box. Appears to be brand new, but the box has some wear on the edges, so I listed it as used. I just put the box appears unopened. Anytime I have something that might be a collectible and is not in perfect shape, I'll usually put used, even if it appears it was never opened, because I don't want, someone getting real you know, strict about things and being upset that it said new and they didn't read the description or look at the photos or anything. But this sold for a best offer of 118 shipped. I had it listed at 150. It was already at a 15% off sale, and then someone said, hey, would you take 118? I said, sure. Got it out of here. I think we spent like $300 and something that day, and we've already sold way over that in profit. So taking the 118 isn't a big deal. Another pair of the Ariat jeans, or Ariat. These ones are size 33, 34. So they actually say 34, 34, but the measurement was more of a 33, 34. That's what I put in my listing, and it sold for 40 bucks. A Wubba Nub, whatever that would be. It's like a little soothing pacifier, I guess, with a giraffe on it. This one ended up selling for $16 shipped. I think it was $2 at a thrift store. Grabbed it, maybe $3. It looked like they were selling. I scanned the barcode, and it shipped out first class for $3 something. So we made a few bucks, easy sale, and the person did leave positive feedback. We also sold BloodRayne 2, an Xbox game. This one's pretty good. It sold for $18 shipped. I can't complain about that for an old Xbox game. Beverly Hills 90210 Season 2 sold for $8 shipped. This is like my bare minimum, guys. Where I want to be on pricing is about $8. Media mail is like the lowest I want to be for an item. Some of these DVD series you can get about 8 shipped for a used copy, so I'll list those ones. The ones that are not that valuable, I'll just lot them together with other like ones from that TV series. But this one sold for $8. You know, we probably make a few bucks on it. It just throws in a bubble mailer. Super easy to ship. Can't complain. Paul Revere and the Raiders, a CD lot. This is a lot of, it looks like 12 different CDs. We got these from a storage unit guy when we were buying from him. Bought a bunch of other CDs as well, but got all these, lotted them together, and ended up selling them for $140 shipped, which is a great deal. I mean, we're getting over $10 a CD. They're not really all worth that much. There are a couple that are more valuable in there, but I think someone bought it because I had the biggest collection on eBay. No one had as many as I did, so I was able to charge a little bit more. They may have went global shipping program as well, but $140 shipped on those. Here's a bunch of stuff I got from one of my sources. It's all like Belle from Disney, Beauty and the Beast. It's like birthday or some kind of party stuff. There's some pens, there's some bags, some cups, some invitations, like a thing, I think cake topper, all kinds of mixed stuff. And then these little plastic balls with little bells in there that you could give out as toys. It wasn't enough to do a whole party though. Like it wasn't an even amount of everything. It was just a random mix. He had it all there. He charged me $5 for it. I grabbed it and I'm like, hey, maybe someone will want it. I listed it for, I think, 50 or best offer. Took a best offer of $35. Figured that was fair. It did ship out for around 11 or 12 bucks because it went in a pretty good box when it was all said and done. But we made some money, and hopefully someone had a good birthday party. Monster Jam for PS2. This one sold for $7.49 on sale. Not a whole lot to say there. Here's an awesome one. This is a Navy Type 3 cold waterproof parka jacket. These Navy ones, the parkas, I've done well. I've sold 2 or 3 of them so far. This one I was in it for $10. It had some stain on the collar as well, so it wasn't in perfect shape, but ended up getting $95 shipped out of this one, which is a great deal. I hope I could find more. One of my sources gets a lot of military stuff. He does a lot of cleanouts, and he buys storage units, and it seems like he buys a lot of ones that are military because he'll buy them down in San Diego and stuff. There's a lot of active military there, people that are leaving or transferring or whatever. So when I get the military stuff, it seems to sell pretty well. Pair of Uggs. These are the red suede clogs. Got these while on vacation, our camping trip. I spent, I think, $5 or $6 on these. They ended up selling for $36 shipped. Shipping on my shoes is usually between $10 and $12 priority mail to go out shipping. Sometimes FedEx, though, just a little tip here, guys. Check your FedEx prices and UPS on some of your 2-pound items that you may normally always ship priority mail. I found a couple times that FedEx is actually beating the 2-pound rate for priority mail, which is crazy to think because usually FedEx is always, and they're overpriced compared for that small of an item. But I found that a lot of times they're not anymore, or they're at least competitive. So check it out. FedEx is doing well for me, but $36 shipped. Minecraft always sells pretty well. This one for the PS3 disc only got $15 shipped on it. I think it was only $1 at a garage sale. The Sony Move navigation controllers are selling as well. Sold for $18 just for this little controller. If you can find these guys for $1 or $2, grab them. They used to always have a bunch at GameStop, and you get them for a couple bucks, and they would sell. But my local GameStops don't have anymore. They don't carry any PS3 stuff. A women's Idea Golf. It's an Adams Idea Golf driver. Got this one in a big lot of golf clubs that we spent like $30 on. I ended up selling this driver alone for $75 shipped. I think we sold the Nike one for like $150 that was in there. It was a great deal. And we have another one I think we sold for 50 something dollars. So we ended up making probably over $200, probably over $300, at least in total sales. And I think we sold a putter cover, and I have one club I think left. So it was a good deal. Crown Rulers Paper Chase. This is a vintage cassette from the rap and hip hop cassettes that we had. We're down, like I said, to not too many of them left. I'm willing to take offers now. Took a best offer of $30, and it shipped out medium mail. Here's a pair of new with tag, navy kind of sweatpants. They're actually like vintage. I think they're from the 90s or early 2000s. Or I think not late 90s is where they are. But they were new with tag. Got them for $1. Someone messaged me and said I shouldn't be charging more than $28 because you can buy a new pair, for basically $28 online, which is true. I looked it up. You could. But mine were older. They're not the same ones. So I told them, well, look, mine are, they're vintage. I'm not going to, sell them for that low. But if you can buy them for that price, good for you. They weren't too happy with that, but someone eventually came through and they offered $45 or whatever, and we ended up selling them. We made good money. They go out pat at flat rate. There's a Chilton's Ford Pickups manual. This is from the big manual buy. This one sold for $15. Goes medium mail. Super easy to put these just in a bowl mailer and send them on their way. I love the books. Another pair of Ariat jeans. Here we go, size 32-32. This one sold for $40 shipped as well. You're seeing a trend probably. They all sold for $40, so that's 3 out of 7 already sold in just a couple days. Dear Mama Tupac CD sold for $12.74 on sale. Usually Tupac CDs seem to do okay on their own. Same with Biggie. Some of those ones can sell pretty well. If you heard my dog, she's barking at someone in the backyard. But they usually sell pretty well, or if not, you can lot them together. Thrice, there's a 4 CD lot here by Thrice. This 4 CD set sold for $20, about where I want to be. If I'm going to lot 4 CDs together, I'm hoping to get about $20. Medium mail shipping is $3 or $4, and you make some profit on there. Usually these are CDs that aren't worth a whole lot individually, but we have enough of them, so we'll just lot them together. High Seas Trading, a Hawaiian print button front shirt. This one sold for $25 on a best offer. I've done well on the High Seas Trading. A lot of time they have themed Hawaiian shirts. This one was kind of more generic, but I found some that are like, bomber, planes or whatever, or trains or different stuff like that. One had like salsa bottles and different stuff on it, all kinds of weird stuff. So if I can find those ones and they're cheap enough and they have a cool print, I'll usually pick them up because someone will end up coming through and buying them. Here's another pair of Ariat jeans. These ones sold for $40 shipped as well. These were a size 32-32. Oddly enough, not one person bought the same pair of jeans. They were all, even though some had the same size, no one bought the same. Charlotte Hornets, this is a new era hat. It was brand new, but it looked to be brand new, but I listed as pre-owned. This one ended up selling at a best offer for $10. It was already at 30% off, originally listed at $20. It was already 30% off. Some guy wanted 10, and I said, you can have it. It's been listed long enough. On my hats, if they're older ones that have been up and they haven't sold yet, I'll take most offers over $10 just to move them out because I just want to get rid of them. Here's a Cricut Maker. This is like one of the better Cricut machines. I got it for $50 with some other stuff that I got from Storage Unit Guy. This one ended up selling for $170 shipped. It did power up to my computer. I got it to function, but I didn't have all the parts to test it for like the different cutting tools. And when I had the one tool I did have when I would try to cut on some paper that I had, it just kept like sticking and wouldn't work. So I'm not sure if it was just user error. Very well could be. But I ended up selling it for $170 for parts. It shipped out to California. It was only like $13 or $14 to ship it. And the person did leave me good feedback. So that was good. $170 on that guy right there. A Tiger Healy or Heli. This is a $674 for an old Nintendo cartridge. Not much to say, but it's out of here. A Radio Shack Rage RC truck. This one was awesome. It had the box and everything. Definitely had a cool graphic on it, but it did not work. It had the remote, but it just would not connect. You put the batteries in both and it doesn't do anything. I'm not sure what is wrong. I listed it for $100 though, because they were going for like $120 to $150 if they worked. I'm like, let me take an offer on mine. Maybe someone wants it for parts. Someone finally came through and offered $70 and it's theirs. It shipped out for I think around $18. It was pretty heavy and a little bit bulkier, but I'm happy with that. Happy to move it on. Here's a Sony HD EXP digital zoom handycam. This is not the greatest quality little digital camera, but it did come with, it had a way to charge it, had the cord and everything, hook it to your computer. It seemed to function. We sold it for $30 shipped on a full price sale. So $30 for our old camera. I think we're in it for $1 or $2 at a garage sale. The Ultimate Legacy, this is a DVD right here, sealed. Has a little slip cover, but the DVD is sealed. This one sold for $12 shipped. I was at a lady's sale. I just scanned a couple of DVDs and found like 4 that popped up pretty good. And I had never heard of them before. I scanned them. They all sold for around 10 to 15 shipped, and I grabbed them for 50 cents each. Here's a men's size large Nike Barcelona Vapor Knit Strike soccer pants. Got these for 20 bucks plus tax at Marshall's, I think, on one of their clearance days. And I got 3 pairs, different pairs, all Barcelona. And these ones ended up selling for $54.39. They do ship out first class because they're super light. So we made some pretty good money. It's retail arbitrage, so margins sometimes can be a little different, but I'm happy with that. We're down to, I think, 1 pair left, so hopefully they'll sell. And here we have a last item, guys, Desert Marpat. This is like a size large long military pants. I told you guys before, if you're selling the military stuff, size large long is like the best size that I've found to sell. I usually sell those for more and quicker than all the other sizes, probably because they're not as many, and the people that want to wear them are just bigger guys like me, so we need a bigger size. This one ended up selling for $30 shipped. Goes in a padded flat rate. I was only in it for $4, I think, or something like that, and it did have one little mark on the camo, but you can get away with a little bit of wear on these because they're camo, and a lot of people, you know, they're okay with a little bit of mark because you can't even really notice. But obviously anything major, you want to make sure they know of that. But this one sold for 30 bucks shipped, and it went on its way. So yeah, guys, that's it for right now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the content. Hopefully there was something to look out for, or at least something you might want to, like I said, burn in your brain so when you're out in the field, you might find it. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.